We're going to do a little bit of a run through on setting up a stage for the mix for band walk-up.
So what we have here is 3 sends across the front and drum fill on send 4.
We have 3 vocal mics across the front and front of house left and right PA system. So we're going to look at setting gain for mics, presetting high-pass filters, getting signal into the foldback wedges, tuning the foldback wedges, and just setting up a reverb effect for front of house. So we're going to start by going through our vocal channel, making sure they're labelled. This happens to be labelled as Vox 1. Going to check Vox 2 is labelled and Vox 3 is labelled. So moving to Vox 2, I'm going to start with Vox 2 because it's in the centre and it's the main vocal for the event. Now, the first thing I want to do is before I even add gain or open them, I'm going to preset a high-pass filter. So I'm going to turn my high-pass filter on and bring it up to about 100 Hertz. Now 100 Hertz is the default high-pass point for Allen and Heath QU. So I'm bring it up on Vox 1 and bring it up on Vox 3. Okay, so now I'm at vocal 2, center vocal, and I'm going to apply some gain to this channel. So talking into it nice and loudly, about the level of a singer. Gain up your channel, 1, 2, 2. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you've got someone talking into it, I want to get this hitting 0, just into the yellow, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's peaking at about +3 to +5. So we've got that gained up. We're going to move to vocal 1. Gain up vocal 1. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And move to vocal 3. And apply gain to vocal 3. Now, assuming that you've set your gain structure correctly across these 3 mics, your fader position will then have all your mics in uniform. So if your fader's at 0, they'll be at the same level. All right, so now we're going to get some signal from our center vocal into our center wedge. So moving to vocal 2, we're going to move to our mix 2 button here. Bring the master of mix 2 up to 0. And select our mix by clicking on it to open our graphic EQ page. We're then going to pump enough signal through the wedge to get it to just start to feed back. Okay, it's about to go there. I'm going to step away from the wedge and start to push the channel until it starts to ring.
Now if you're using a QU, there's a little bit of a shortcut here. There's a real-time analyzer built into the console and a little red light flashes above the frequency that's about to take off.
Frequency takes off. So that's 5K. I'm going to pull 6 dB out and keep going. Okay, we've got 100 Hertz taking off. Now at this point, I've run out of feedback. So I'm just going to add some gain to the channel and push it a little more. So going back to the EQ. So got a bit of 10K there. Bit of 250 Hertz. And a bit of 2.5. Now, at this point, we've made about 5 cuts, and we'll probably find it's a very loud wedge. I'll back it off, go back up to the mic, and bring it up to level, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then, without speaking, open my mouth and bring it up. And what you'll find is somewhere around 800 to 1.25 this will take off. And it'll be different for different singers, so you can experiment with that as they walk up. I tend to pull a little bit of those mids out. It tends to sound okay. So we now have a tuned wedge. We're just going to back that off a bit. Start at 0 and walk it back up to level. That's a nice, loud, flat-sounding wedge. Now we have 2 more of the same type of speaker. set at 0 and 2 more of the same type of mic. So rather than reinvent the wheel, we're going to go to the graphic EQ on mix 2, double click it, hit copy, move to mix 1, double click it, paste the EQ over, move to mix 3, paste it there, and move to mix 4 and paste it there as well. Now we have no drummer today, but if we did, we'd be very aware of not pulling the lows out on the graphic EQ for the drum fill, so that we could send a little kick to the drum fill. All right, so we're just going to check these other sends now. So over to mix 1, 2, and pushing vocal 1 into mix 1, nice and loud. Over to mix 3, and pushing vocal 3 into mix 3. Check 1, 2. And then we're going to spill these mics across the other wedges. So we'll grab vocal 3 and we'll push it into mix 2. Check, check, check. And mix 1. We'll grab vocal 2, which is currently going to mix 2, and we'll spill it into mix 1 and mix 3. And we'll grab vocal 1, which is currently going to mix 1, and we'll spill that into mix 2 and mix 3, so that all singers on stage can hear each other. All right, so we've got our walk-up ready for a band. Now we're just going to check a little bit of effects in front of house. Now I preset a arena-style reverb in effects slot 1, and I've preset a percussion plate preset into effect slot 2. So I tend to use a lot of reverb on vocals and reverb on percussive instruments such as congas, snare, hi-hat, even toms. Also use verb on woodwind and brass with differing delay times. So have an experiment with that. For the moment, we'll just do a bit of verb in front of house on the center vocals. So moving back to center, opening left and right. What we want to do is open the mic up to 0 in the house. Now you can hear that reverb already coming through. So we're just going to go to our effects send, back it off. So we should have a dry mic now. Moving back into the verb. Now this is what I tend to do, is I tend to bring it up till it's really huge, until it's what I would call too much verb, and then back it off by 6 dB. And that'll be the maximum verb for the show.